32 lads out there from Armagh at Abbottstown here on a cool Saturday on the 7th of June for the 2025 Electric Ireland Celtic Challenge Corn Jerome O'Leary final. And it is between Kildare and Armagh. Armagh, as I say, 32 lads I counted out there, and that says a lot about this competition, giving these lads this platform. And the Kildare lads are over to my right in the green, so it's green against orange. The Armagh lads have been out there warming up in two bunches out there, and plenty of mentors there as well. And they were talking to me before the game, enjoying just being here at this venue and looking forward to playing on that pitch. If you can't play on this pitch, you'll not be able to play on any pitch because it's absolutely perfect for hurling, and it should be very clean striking if you want to hit it on the ground, and it should travel very nicely as well. And as I say, it's cool, but no rain. That's the good bit about it here today, although it's a bit cooler than we've had over the last couple of months. Even on the days when the sun hasn't been out, it's been quite warm, but it is definitely significantly cooler today. But 6 finals to enjoy today, all being live streamed courtesy of the GAA to platform all of these Electric Ireland Celtic Challenge finals, culminating in these finals today after a couple of months of great competition. So, as I say, Kildare against Armagh, and we are talking about things like hurling pathway and the competition focusing on development. Those are the key words in the match programme from the likes of Jarlath Burns. Just looking out into the middle there, and I see the captains are out there. They're both wearing number 8. And number 8 for the Armagh lads is Shay McNaughton, and Shay is from Middleton. And the other number 8 is Oran Brown from Naas in Kildare. And if you know your hurling now in Kildare, you will know that Naas are going pretty well these days. So they're one of the many positive stories coming out of Kildare these days in hurling. And of course tomorrow they are in the final as well. They've been in the Christie Ring final for a good number of years. In fact, they won it 5 times between 2014 and 2022. And tomorrow the Laurie Maher, I think it is. I got that wrong actually. I'm trying to remember the name of it tomorrow. But yeah, the big final, Joe McDonagh final tomorrow, of course it is, in Croke Park. And Kildare going extremely well, and great to see after all the development work down the years, and surely the Tánaóg and Celtic Challenge games down the years have played a part in that. They've certainly been willing participants in those competitions over the last number of years. And I'm just watching some young ones climbing over the steps here and the seats here to get a good view, and there is a good crowd in on our left and right. In fact, it's a pretty packed stand. That's why they're having to climb over seats to get whatever ones are left. So good crowd in here from the two counties. Kildare obviously not too far away, and they have a big bunch over to our right. I said there's 32 from Armagh. I'm just looking over to the greens now, and I'm going to count them for you as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. No, they're on the bunch now. There's about 25 of them there. Anyway, looking at the programme, there's plenty of them. Let's look at the teams actually. Let's go to the teams, and let's first of all look at the Kildare team. The manager, Tom Cronin, he's got Diarmuid Parker in there with him, the two main men in charge. Charlie Cummins in goals from Muirfield. 2, Shay Roach from Kill. Ben Brennan, and 3 is Luke Smith is 4. Ed O'Keefe from Muirfield is 5. 6, Owen Conroy from Kilcock. 7, Fionn Cronin from Leixlip at midfield. The captain, as I said, is from Naas, and so is his midfield partner, Colin Parker. 10 is Logan Fogarty from Ardclough. Harry Rubotham is from Selbridge at 11. Michael Medlin from Confey at 12. Zach Donnelly 13. Fergal Cronin 14. He's from Sallins. And 15, Kieran Kelleher, another from Naas. Going on to look at the Armagh team then. And in goals they have Aaron Keenan from Katy. Rory McPhillips from Middleton at 2. Dara McKee, another from Katy, at 3. Owen Murphy at 4 from Cuchullins. That's a club in Armagh City, and they've been there a long time. Big history of hurling there, going back to 1945. That's 80 years of that club hurling in Armagh City. 5, Johnny Loughran from Katy. 6, Kevin Moan, also from Katy. 7, Luca Donnelly from Cuchullins. 8 is Shay McNaughton. 9, Connor Reynolds, he's from St Malachy's, that's a club in Portadown. 10, Shay McConnell from Middleton. 11, James Hamilton from Derry Noose. 12, Gareth McMullen from Killevy. 13 is Jack Bradley, and that club is Crieverua. That's Bestbrook, Camla, that direction. 14, Connor Lappin from Middleton, and 15, Dahi Gillespie from Coolhollins. Those the teams, and the subs have gone over to the side. The Menders coming off as well, so we're going to get underway, I'd say, in the next couple of minutes. In fact, it's nearly 12:59 by me, so maybe in the next minute or so. The referee in the middle is Dean Alford from Dublin. The standby ref is Kevin Brady from Louth, and on the line Aaron Douglas, another from Dublin. So as I say, we're on the official GAA YouTube channel with the first of 2 of live streams from Abbottstown here today. The second one will be Meath against Laois at 3 o'clock on another stream. I'm just watching some of the crowd. There is definitely no room here. They're getting very close to our equipment now, but nothing knocked over, thankfully, here. As I say, a packed stand. That tells something about the interest in this game, which is great. We hope there's a big audience online as well, and that the lads can all go back and watch it later. So they're all getting a chance to wear the county jersey, and they all are out there in those orange and green jerseys. Not sure about the Armagh goalkeeping jersey, I have to say. That's a bit of a mess, that one. Not my liking, but they never know these days. You never know what you're going to see these days. So we're on the Kildare lads there in the unfamiliar green, but in this competition you can tweak things around a wee bit. It's all about participation, not necessarily winning. And the likes of Kildare will have a few teams, Armagh just the one. Down in Cork you might find 4 teams. And they are all getting ready now for the start of the game. They're all pumped up for this final. So we're looking forward to this. There'll be no real rivalry between these teams. It'll just be hopefully a good exhibition, and they'll be able to express themselves. In the quarterfinals, Armagh beat Sligo 4-17-1-8, big win, and Kildare beat Wicklow, but only 110-11, so only 2 points to spare there for Kildare. And in the semi-finals, Kildare beat Kerry by 4, so they've had a couple of tough games. Kildare 2-17, Kerry 2-13, and Armagh beat Derry Seconds. That's Armagh 3-16, Derry Seconds 2-8. So Armagh, a couple of relatively easier wins in their games to get here. There's awards at the end of the game, obviously the cup, Corn Jerome O'Leary, and there is an award, not player of the match, it's called Best and Fairest. That's more about sportsmanship, and yes, it's got to do a bit talent, but also discipline and attitude. So here we go, almost ready, 1 minute past 1, 7th of June, and off we go. Dean Alford puts it in there, and it's Armagh playing from right to left, and their captain Shea McNaughton immediately gets it in, and that's number 11 James Hamilton, who seems to have moved into full forward from half, and he gets the first score, and that has taken 10 seconds for Armagh to get the first score of the game, and a really nicely taken one it was as well. Now the goalkeeper is Charlie Cummins for Kildare. He is wearing white, Kildare's traditional colour. Knocked down by Luca Donnelly, the number 7, but only for the other number 7, Fionn Cronin, and he dispatches it really nicely down the right hand side. And that is a nice pass in from Fergal. Cronin looking for Fogarty, but good defending by Johnny Loughran. Johnny manages to repel that one and gets it to McNaughton. They clear their lines. Number 2 is Shea Roach looking for that one. A little bit scrappy here, but that's good strong play coming out of defence by Shea Roach, and nearly sticks in there with a full forward Cronin. But it's Armagh sweeping things up at the back, and that's good defensive work again, not for the first time in the game, but a hook coming in there from Ed O'Keefe from Murfield, and Kildare putting the pressure on Armagh coming out. And Kieran's with me now. Let me just fix your microphone a little bit, Kieran. Yeah, and your headphones there. You comfortable?
100%, Jerome, thank you.
Good start to the game, good score after only 10 seconds from Armagh as well, but from what I've seen so far, both teams look very even.
Yeah, it's a good lively start. Obviously both teams want to get possession of the ball early, want to get kind of settled into some level of a rhythm, and ultimately you can see here the pitch is absolutely fantastic. It's the first game on it in a number of weeks, and and for a final, what else would you want?
Exactly, and big squad of Armagh lads out there, 32 of them out here. This would be their A team, and they're expressing themselves here, and there's no real rivalry as such in these sort of teams. They can just go out and play their game, and Armagh seem to be doing that now. That's gone straight to the midfielder Colin Parker from Naas, who, as I was saying, obviously have done well in hurling in the last while. They've made a real name for themselves, and that's the number 19 actually out there on the left hand side, and a good buzz from the crowd. Kildare fans haven't had to travel too far for this game, and they've been enjoying what they're seeing so far, but I think they expected a score there, especially with an Armagh player down on Kildare up to 15, but he put it wide, and it was the number 19 actually, so a late change there. Obviously Sean Tobin coming in, he's from the Selbridge club. I'm not sure he's in for, but he's in, and the injury is for Darragh McKee, the fullback from Katy, and he looks like he's going to continue anyway, but he's walking a little bit gingerly there. But anyway, it's Armagh 1 score to the good, and that's Johnny Loughran, blocked down though, and you hear every time that Kildare do something good, there's a good cheer in the crowd. So the crowd in the stand here, which is packed mainly obviously from Kildare, understandably enough, but nothing too much to shout about so far. Owen Conroy is number 6 from Kilcock, and that is Parker again, and he puts it in, and there's a one-on-one in here, but well defended by the cornerback Rory McPhillips from the Middleton club, right on the border there in Armagh. Now that hasn't stuck with Reynolds. It's sent along the grounds to Gareth McMullen, the only Killeavy man out there, and this is Reynolds again. His ball is in there again. It's another one-on-one, but not accurate, and the goalkeeper Cummins comes out and is just going to deal with that. He had a man there, but instead he just let the ball do the work, and he sent it up, and it worked. Nice little bit of combination play here, but a great block, and the hurl smashed in two there. Clash of the ash definitely there. Oran Brown continues. Ed O'Keefe now from Muirfield. He's a chance here. Will he go for his own score? He does, and he puts it over, and Kildare are now on the board, and the home crowd enjoyed that, and we all love a bit of clash of the ash, and we really had it there, Kieran.
Yeah, Kevin Moan there from Katy Lamberg, a great block, fully dedicated to that tackle, and just obviously Kildare pick up the breaks and then go on to get the score. And I think from the early stages here you can see that both teams are leaving a good bit of space inside in their full forward lines and trying to play plenty of heads up hurling, which is good.
Would that suggest there might be goal chances to come, because there's a few one-on-ones in there with plenty of room?
Yeah, I think so. Once say the lads get into the rhythm, Abbottstown pitches are big, leave an awful lot of space, you know, so as we see here, there's an opportunity to either to get in behind if the delivery of the ball is good. Yeah,
and tactically it's man on man.
It is, yeah. It's good to see. There's no sweepers or nobody standing back. Everybody's taking a man, and as I say, it takes maybe 10-15 minutes teams to suss them out. As you said, they have not played each other as much or came across each other, so and which is refreshing for them too.
Absolutely. There's another change in there from the start. I notice now for Kildare, 23 is in there. Cal Griffin, he's from Naas as well. So 2 late changes for the Kildare team, who had a couple of tough games to get here. Beat Wicklow by 2 points in the quarterfinals, and Kerry by 4, as that one just drifts to the right and wide. And another hurl replacement required. It's just launched into the middle of the pitch there for the Armagh centre half back Kevin Moan. So he had a replacement, and now he's getting another replacement for the replacement.
You just want to be sure of the balance of your hurl and whatever. So maybe when you break a hurl, somebody throws one in quick, and you deal with it for the first couple of minutes, and then want to go back to your own.
Do players not usually have a separate one and a spare one with their name on it?
Oh, they would, but sometimes if you're on the stand on the sideline, and if you're looking among 15 or 20 hurls, you grab the nearest one to you, and that'll do you for a minute. And
what? It's just the weight of it.
Yeah. A centre back probably wants to be striking balls into the forward line, so they want a good bit of weight probably behind it too. But these days, lads, it's another fantastic block. These days, lads, their hurls will be very, very short compared to maybe of my generation. Yeah,
I remember Denny Cahill years ago. I brought a load of kids over to Casement, and he said they're all too long. The hurls were all too long, you know.
Yeah.
Want them to go with the shorter hurls. So yeah, that's the way. That's played in by Kevin Moan again. He's been busy, and he's got the right hurl now, and he put that in there, as you say, and he's been held there. That's definitely going to be a free in for the foul on Conor Lappin, and the Armagh crowd down to our left here enjoyed that. And it's 1 point each, and this should be two to Armagh after 7 minutes. But yeah, just come back to that weight thing. That's interesting, Kieran. Not mean to labour it too much, but obviously the goalkeeper will have a big sort of heavier boss to get plenty of weight on it. So it's a balance, I suppose, between the shorter hurl and a bit of weight.
Yeah, like as I say, it depending on the position, and if your quality of your striking, maybe a bit more weight behind the hurl will help you with your striking distance. If maybe you're an inside forward, you're only hitting the ball 30 yards, you don't maybe need the ultimate weight over it, so
yep.
It's horses for courses.
Absolutely. Okay, well that one bounces down around the middle. Armagh having the best of the breaks around the middle, but that's good work from Kildare to win it back, and it's Parker who's been going extremely well. He's having a good game so far. That's a real battle between him and McNaughton. McNaughton, of course, a real Cushendall name, but I'm told there's no connections, Kieran, with Cushendall with him. He's from Middleton,
yeah,
down in the border there. Now this is Conor Lappin, Middleton as well, and he goes it from a really difficult angle, but it's just gone to the left and wide. A really good effort though, but Armagh just slightly on top at the minute and certainly having the more chances.
Connor's getting a couple of balls opportunities there. The first one kind of went in high and over him, and I thought, right, we've a traditional full forward here, a big lad, but the next ball went in front of him. He controlled it wonderfully, and it got his point, so he looks very tidy now, I must say. I'm impressed with him so far. Absolutely,
yeah, and he won that free as well and could have had a score there. So he's been prevalent, and it's that direct ball into that full forward that we're talking about as well from the likes of Kevin Moan that Armagh are obviously going to target, and that's going to be a sideline for Kildare.
Shout out there, just if the linesman down beside us there, Aaron Douglas, who works in the referees department in Croke Park.
Right, yeah, and he's a dub.
Yeah, great to have Aaron along as assistant Dean Alford here today.
Absolutely. Do you know what clubs they are? I always like to mention the clubs if you know them.
I would need to just, right, I wouldn't want to put myself in danger now, and
right.
Aaron would give out to me if I didn't call him right.
And this is Oran Brown from this, but that's going to drift a little bit short. You were saying it's a big pitch here, and there's an example of it there. And this is McConnell again. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, just to say, as you look up there, as the boys are looking up the pitch, they realise, to get the ball into their forward line, they've a bit more distance to go. So they need to be kind of heads up and say, right, how far is this? We're talking about the striking and the ball in. So fullbacks out that time, well in front.
These boys must be loving this. I mean, there's a great atmosphere here. There's a big crowd in here. They're making a lot of noise in this venue because they're all in together. It must be a great feel for them to play on this occasion. It must feel like a big final.
Well, obviously for Kildare, they have a massive game ahead of them tomorrow in the Joe McDonagh final, and a lot of really, really good work going on in the county. So that kind of feel-good factor is good. You see Armagh there. They have 32 players in the panel, and that's a fantastic experience. It's great to see, that rep 32 lads, and they're well kitted out and geared and prepared for the final, which is obviously good to see the resources and put behind them.
Exactly, yeah. So it's got that feel about it, and that's an interesting ball, beautifully played in, and it's perfect for the number 11 Hamilton from Derry Noose, and that's a brilliant finish. It was all about the ball in for me, but the finish after it was exquisite. Yeah. It was Hamilton from Derry Noose coming on to it, just having another look at it here, Kieran, on his left hand side, and he got round his man, ping.
Yeah, and to be fair, the defenders were coming across, and the goalkeeper came out to try and narrow down the angle, but it was a great finish.
That's livened things up a bit. Kildare now need to respond to that, but they haven't had that many threats at the other end. Just the one score, a couple of wides, and they've dropped a few balls short. But Armagh just seemed that bit more dangerous. That's been pretty prevalent and pretty obvious from the start. It's that ball again into the full forward Lappin, and he doesn't waste any time. It goes for his own score, but he drops that one short. But it's a sign of his confidence there that he was able to go for that one right away.
Just interestingly, actually, Shea McConnell made an absolutely fantastic run there, running inside past the full back. If Connor had to get his head up to play him in, but it was a great run from Shea.
This is a decent effort from Cronin, but it's gone to the left, and a factor there, Kieran, that I noticed there and have noticed so far, we saw the hurl being smashed earlier on. The Armagh tackling has been tenacious.
And discipline too, which is very, very important. Yeah, they're comfortable taking the ball that's coming in the air and on the ground, so yeah, a good start for Armagh.
And they really get in and around the man on the ball as well. And we'll see another example of that there. And they are being disciplined, but Ed O'Keefe is still going. Good challenge coming in from McKee. In the end, though, it is Cronin, and it is a second score for Kildare. Fergal Cronin from Sallins.
That'll settle them down a wee bit. Be able to get the pressure back on the Armagh defence and maybe try and turn this puck out again.
It's Aaron Keenan from Katie who goes away over to the right hand side. He's looking for McConnell from Middleton, finds him, but he doesn't get the ball to hand. And instead it's the 23 Griffin, puts it in there, and it slips all the way through to Cronin and just loses his footing at the vital moment. Got a few runners around him though. And the corner forward Kelleher gets an effort in, keeper watches it, drifts over the bar. 2 in a minute for Kildare.
It's a good score, and as I say, keeping that momentum up with a couple of scores within a couple of minutes. To be fair to Dara McKee there, the Armagh full-back, he held the full forward out, Fergal Cronin well there, and made sure that he didn't get past him.
Puck out goes to the exact same side where it came back from a minute ago, and it might come back again because Kildare have it. And that's their midfielder again, Brown, their captain as well. Doesn't stick and goes over the line on that far side. You were talking about Kildare tomorrow, Kieran. I mean, we have to talk about that. I mean, the 2018 Kildare GAA convention, they had that 5-year strategic plan, and it's really paid off. You know, they're in the Christie Ring. They won it 5 times there between 2014 and 2022. But how much have a factor has the Tánaóg and the Celtic Challenge been in the whole Kildare development over that period, do you think?
Well, Kildare, I suppose traditionally have been one of the counties who have entered more teams into the Celtic Challenge than others. You know, they obviously have a team at minor A level within Leinster, but have routinely entered 2 additional teams in the Celtic Challenge like they have this year, which again is broadening the base. John Doran is down on the sideline there with the Kildare team. I'm not sure if anybody picks up. He had an interview with Off the Ball last night talking about the steps that
I heard it,
Kildare have taken over the last couple of years, and it's really, really good and really encouraging. So they're organised and you know, and putting the right thoughts in the strategy. And what John, I suppose, said last night, yesterday was, it's an action plan to be actioned, not to sit on the shelf, and they certainly are starting to get the fruits of that labour at the minute.
So they fully embraced these competitions, and that's been part of the overall development of Kildare. Not the only thing. I mean, one of the interesting things I noticed was, like, at under 10, is it? They play in Dublin and they play in Kilkenny, so they get that from an early age. But the numbers have gone up, the clubs have gone up all over. But I'm just interested in the way they've embraced this competition and a lot of other things. But it's a wider, broader sweep, I guess. Yeah,
like, I suppose the overall population base of Kildare has grown massively. That kind of shift out from Dublin, and now they're I suppose getting a lot of people and more organised, and ultimately you can do a lot with a lot of people, but you have to be organised and put the right people in place to be able to assist and support that. So nothing beats hard work. Yes, numbers can be there and opportunities can be there. They'll still face certain challenges, but it's all about putting the shoulder to the wheel, and as I say, being able to resource, to be fair, with, say, this is 3 minor teams on the road and whatever, and that takes a financial commitment too. So and fair play to the Kildare County Board and the coaching and games team for following that through.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why they're in Croke Park tomorrow, and we wish them well. Bit of an injury there, as you saw a few minutes ago, for the number 19 from Kildare, Sean Tobin. He's on the sideline at the minute waiting to come back in, and they were also warming up number 20 Elliot Dwyer to come in. Let's see where he's gone now. Did he go in? Not sure if he did or not, but certainly 19 is back in the play anyway. Maybe number 20 went back to the sideline, but now we have Connor Lappin down in front of us here.
Great angle at this.
Yeah, our camera's right in line. We're right behind it too. Oh, it looks good. He's drifted it in beautifully. Started a little bit left, like a Rory McIlroy shot at the Masters, and then drifted in over the bar. And yeah, he's a player.
He's been very, very good, very impressive. Obviously, a figurehead for their attack. At times, you want danger inside, and he certainly, Connor has provided that. 16
minutes have flown by. It's been really entertaining stuff. And there's a goal in it, 1-3-2-3, and it was that goal from Hamilton. But have Kildare get a threat at the other end? It's Cronin, but again the Armagh defence, discipline, tackling, and as I say that, the referee comes over and he does give a free.
Yeah, I think caught the ball well. Possibly he was trying to get the head down, go in for a goal. Got a wee bit overturned with a tackle, but then able to be recovered, and I think that was a fair call there from the referee on a bit of a chop. 2
Cronins in the Kildare team. Fionn at number 7, Fergal at 14, not related as far as I know. Fergal from Salins, Fionn from Leixlip. This is Fergal again on his left side. I think he might have hit that a bit too left, has he? No, it's just inside the post, and it's a 2-point game. Nicely taken, and good free taken from both sides in the last couple of minutes, and not even from easy angles either.
No, and it's good that say we haven't had too many frees here. It's been a fairly open and clean, disciplined game, you know, which we do get a lot in the Celtic Challenge. Good honest hurling, and hopefully that'll continue throughout the rest.
And has there been a lot of games, or how many games has there been over the last couple of months? How many teams, how many counties? I know all the counties have been involved, but could you give us a bit of a rundown?
Well, we have 30, I think it's 38 or 39 teams from all 32 counties, and we have 6 divisions. Obviously we have 3 double headers today. We have FPD Simple Stadium, we have 2 here, we have 2 in Breffni Park. So it's always one of the most popular kind of competitions that we have, the Celtic Challenge. Electric Ireland obviously work with us, very good sponsors and support. We had a couple of the...
That's Fergal Cronin again with a nice score. Well, he's matching the performance of Conor Lappin at the other end. It's a bit of a mirror image now.
Yeah, it is, and you can see there. If you look at the Armagh forwards here, they're very tightly marked at this end. You know, so Conor's been tightly marked, and maybe Armagh need to get a wee bit tighter from their own perspective on Fergal Cronin.
Now over on that far side, Kildare's. Can't see his number there, but he's done very well. They've done very well down that left-hand side. The team will win everything that comes over that way. And they've done so again, and they've put the ball into that danger area, and it's beautifully taken, and it's that man Cronin again. And he was being closely marked, but he still got away. He is proving elusive and a key factor in this game.
That's superb. You know, being able to take the ball into the hand, go round, and as I say, try to go direct, not go sideways, not striking off the back foot, going direct towards the goal.
Definite pattern in this game, as Kieran was saying. It was going to settle down after 10-15 minutes, and it has done. And it's not just a battle of the 2 full forwards, because it was the number 4 Luke Smith who actually put the ball in there. I'm just checking his number there. He did the good work, but they know now where to put the ball. They're obviously aiming for those 2 full forwards, both sets of players. That one coming right back at Armagh, because Colin Parker has it. Harry Rubotham, I think is the name, from Selbridge, the number 11, who does well. And Kildare really motoring now and going well. And it's that number 19 who took a knock, but he's back on. And he's just put that one wide. Tobin, a little bit unlucky there for Kildare, and remains a level game now. But it was 3 points in it a few minutes ago, so Kildare have got 3 in a row, and Armagh really need to get back in business here, but they don't seem to be able to do that. Number 20 being brought on again to the sideline for Kildare, but they're going well. Not sure who he's going to replace. They've been going well the last while, but maybe they've spotted something. Good defending again from Armagh, but still Kildare persists. Another good block, that time from the number 5 Ed O'Keefe, but still Kildare might get possession down in that right corner, and they do. But good strong play by McKee from Katie, and he gets his free out. And on the live chat on the YouTube, with his very good audience, I have to tell you, Kieran, watching this good. Derry Noose have been on to tell me it's Middletown, not Middleton. I always get that mixed up. I'm never quite sure. I just go with both. One time we win the other, but I'll go with Middletown. Yeah. So it's Middletown, not Middleton. Yeah,
Middleton's would be the Cork version. That's from Conor-Nahan, etc.
So Middletown. Thanks for that, Derry Noose, and thanks for your other comments that are coming up there on that. Feel free to leave a message. So good crowd at the game, and good crowd online as well. And we do have that substitution now, so it's number 20 coming in for Kildare, Elliot Dwyer from Selbridge. Now who's he coming in for? Oh yeah, it is at the other end, so it's not the number 19. Anyway, he seems okay. The noise you're hearing there's just our microphone crackling in the background. It looks like number 15 for Kildare, so Kieran Kelleher has come off. So a change there for them as Armagh look to regain the lead. It's a serious effort from distance, and it's just dropped to the right and wide from Lappin.
think one of the benefits of the Celtic Challenge is that it's not, subs aren't limited. You know, it's a developmental competition, so maybe a player's not playing. There's no issue with how he's playing, but they just want to get other lads a game. You know, so it's maybe no reflection. It's just saying, listen, lads, with the squad that we have, we want to get men playing.
That's O'Keefe who lashed that one from the middle of the field. Bit of pressure on Doe, and he didn't hit the target. Yeah, so unlimited subs, and the competition, the focus very much on development.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see here, you know, say Kildare have 3 teams, Armagh carrying a big squad, and you know, I think you mentioned there they've maybe 32 players, and with a competition.
So in theory, they could change all 15 at half time.
They could do, yeah. Bit of danger here again.
Yeah, Kildare coming through now. Lots of orange jerseys there, stopping that number 19, who has been very, very busy, Sean Tobin, and I do keep him out, but definitely the threat was there, and well played by him. This is a sub who just came in, Dwyer, but before that there was a foul when he was clearing it, and so free out for Armagh.
Yeah, Sean Tobin's been very dangerous getting the ball. Maybe he's just the end product there in terms of getting the scores, or maybe needing a wee bit of support around him. He's probably one of the smaller Kildare lads there, but he's definitely tasty control, and he's looking to do the right things, to be fair to him.
Those Armagh lads, 32 by the way, they're from 8 different clubs in Armagh. There's a good spread around Armagh, from the likes of Armagh City, the Cuchullins there, who've had hurling in the city for 80 years, right through to St Malachy's and Portadown. Killeavy have a lad there as well, Gareth McMullen at number 12, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the spread, and you see that with the other counties involved. Meath and Laois in the next game here today at 3 o'clock, and Meath have 10 different clubs represented in their starting 15, for example. Now that one launched down to the full forward area. Now Kildare do seem to have an extra man back. I'm not sure if it's a +1 or sweeper as we used to call it, but they are wary definitely of Lappin, and that one's come in low, and goalkeeper has to bat it away and just about deals with it. And Armagh have not scored for a long time here.
No, they've kind of stopped there.
4 minutes gone, and it's 1-3-6. It was 1-3-3, so they haven't hit the target for quite a while, but this man Lappin's coming out to take this, and maybe he'll get it. The last time we saw it wasn't quite in his range, but he'll have another go here.
You can just see here on the pitch side flags here, there is a bit of a breeze. It seems to be has picked up in the last wee while, and it seems to be favouring Kildare. So you can see probably from the far sideline behind the free taker. So
yeah, so on another day he probably would match this or make it rather easily. Well, he's made that one rather easily.
Fair play to him. You know, ultimately you have to remember these lads can be 16 or 17 years of age, so to be popping over 65s against a wee bit of a breeze there is a fair effort. So that's great from Connor, and hopefully that might settle Armagh down a wee bit.
He'd plenty to spare as well. It wasn't that it just dropped over, so a good score for Armagh and for him. And that's easily picked up in defence for Armagh. And you saw by the angle of his clearance there, he was definitely directing that, but it was well watched by Oran Brown, the captain from Naas. He saw that one coming, plucked it. And actually it was Owen Conroy, number 6. I thought it was 8, but it was 6. It was Conroy from Kilcock, which is just 3-4 miles from Maynooth. Now Armagh trying to get going. They haven't had a score from play for a while, but this is, I was going to say that was a little bit better, but it was too intricate in there and just went over the head, and Kildare looking to punish them on the counter. Good strong defending again though from Armagh, getting out and putting the challenge and making it really difficult, but despite it being difficult, Cronin matches that and puts it over, and that's probably the score of the day, Kieran.
That's fantastic. Now, to be fair, the Armagh fullback Darragh McKee came out there, batted it out well, but ultimately Fergal didn't give up, and he was straight at it, and say going off kind of sideways a wee bit of the back foot, just creeps inside the post, and a fantastic score.
The goal obviously was spectacular, but that definitely the best point of the day. Beautifully taken, and one of the players of the day. Armagh under pressure to get it away, and blocked down by Harry Robotham, number 11. Armagh under serious pressure just to get out of their own half, or even up to halfway, but they're still going, making progress. Now it breaks down though, and Kildare working really hard from the front Armagh persisting though, and now the ball played into space and it's a one-on-one in there. In fact, there's men over. He might go himself here. He did before Hamilton. He's going for goal number 2. Brilliantly saved. Charlie Cummins got in the way there, and that was a vital save just before half-time, and the Kildare goalkeeper getting all the plaudits from a defence, and that was a great save.
Fantastic. Again, James had nothing in his mind other than going for goal. He did have Conor Lappin running off his shoulder, but he was clear, and I can understand he went himself, but very brave from the goalkeeper, come out and threw his body at it. You know, it's kind of it's an opportunity there to try and see what you can do. You probably don't have an expectation that the goalkeeper is going to save it. The pressure generally a lot of times can be with the forward, but it was very, very brave and fair play.
Usually the forward would go low there, you'd imagine, but it was similar to the previous goal. He probably just thought, I'll hit it the way I hit the previous one, it'll probably go in, but he kind of hit it at a good height, and the goalkeeper was able to get it. And look at the height on that one. That one's, well, that's even higher than the last one, but it's gone wide. Yeah. It's gone wide.
And no, fair play to Charlie Cummins to say he went out and made himself big, you know, so that does make it difficult. You know, you time when you come out, because obviously the forward is going to have his head down looking at the ball at some stage, you know. So
oh, what a catch. That's Fionn Cronin. That was brilliant. We're seeing all the skills exhibited here in this Celtic Challenge final. Good clearance though by Moan, or is it? It's spilled, but Lappin is trying to get on it. Good defending by Ben Brennan. And number 3, and picked up then by Parker. Oh, and a great block by Lappin as well. Well, I said we're getting all the skills, Kieran. We really are, aren't we?
Fantastic. You know, ultimately when you look at you know how the forwards have lined up at the start, Conor Lappin obviously is a wee bit dangerous, but you want your forwards to work as well.
Yeah, and he's come out the field a lot.
He's come out the field. He's putting in a block, putting in a shift. You know, and you can see there Armagh have left an awful lot of space inside for James Hamilton. So there'll be, over the next while, I think the last maybe couple of minutes, if they can get one more ball in there, that might be very dangerous for Kildare.
And the same could be said for the other end, because Kildare have dangerous forwards in there as well, and if they can get it to Cronin, and they are pressuring around the middle here. But it's a really good even game, a really entertaining final. That's what you want to see. Obviously the players have that instinct, they want to win, but we want to see a good game of hurling and a good exhibition. And we are getting that, because there's another score. Brilliant score. I think it was Brown, was it the captain?
Oran Brown, yeah. Well, score. Yeah. Really good breaking through the middle there, and it was really good from him. And I say an opportunity to get a couple of scores here before half time to see who's going to be possibly leading at the half. It's
Kildare by a point at the minute, but that one's broken, and it's Hamilton getting onto it. This seems to be the strategy from Armagh at the minute, to get it up there. Kildare getting players back, and that's blocked down. It was Jack Bradley with the effort, and Bradley going again, and he is sandwiched there by 2 defenders, and that's brilliant, tenacious defending, and they get it clear as well. And Cal Griffin bombs it down into that full forward area. That's the way to do it, and he gives it down towards Zach Donnelly, who's way over on that far side, and he drills a low one in, and he's looking for Cronin. It goes all the way through to the goalkeeper, and Keenan picks it up for Armagh. But chances at either end, and it's a bit of a cliche, but it is end to end, and that's what we want to see. Good exciting hurling, a good close game, and that's what we're getting. And it's got a little bit warmer here, the sun trying to come out, and it's a really enjoyable game in perfect conditions for hurling, and the lads are responding magnificently. And there we go again, they're letting the ball do the work, and well watched, and nice skills again. The boys really enjoying themselves out there. As you can see, the ball being carried along on the stick there by Parker, and he just puts it in there, sees what they can do, and it breaks kindly for the goalkeeper. Nearly stolen away from him, and that looked to be dangerous for a moment. Parker with another brilliant catch. We've seen 2 or 3 of those in the last 5 minutes, and this game really warming up like the weather. It's great stuff.
It's fantastic. I must say, Owen Conroy there, the centre back from Kildare, just as Armagh were trying to break through, given an absolutely fantastic shoulder, and held his man up, and kind of took the momentum away from the Armagh attack there. The next ball went straight down the pitch, and Dara McKee, to be fair to him, I'm not sure if you noticed, he kind of jockeyed the full forward from Kildare, Fergal Cronin, out of the way, just to make sure that the ball ran through to the goalkeeper behind, and then attacked the next ball. So some fantastic defending here as well as the attacking. You know, really good to see that from lads of that age.
And you can see them really growing in confidence as the game goes on, and they're really expressing themselves, and that's what you want to see as Kildare now look to bring out another sub, Jack Hogan, but he won't have time to come on because there is the half-time whistle. And as I say, really, really good first half, and the crowd appreciating it as well. We have had 14 scores, 1 goal and 13 points. The score Kildare 9 points and Armagh 1-4, and 31 minutes of really good hurling. And I'm sure, Kieran, you want to go and do a bit of administrating there, so we'll let you go and we'll take a little bit of a break, and we'll go off for half-time. Well, there's been a change in the weather. It's raining, and it's actually got quite heavy here in the last couple of minutes, so that's a bit of a miserable start to the second half. Kildare stayed out in the pitch. Armagh were in the dressing rooms, and as you now hear and see, they are emerging for the second half. So it's a 2025 Electric Ireland Celtic Challenge. Corn, Jerome, O'Leary. The referee, Dean Alford. Armagh in the familiar orange, Kildare in the unfamiliar green. And it's Armagh playing from left to right in the second half. And at half time, we said it had been a very entertaining first half, and we're hoping for much the same in the second. I'm just looking actually at the Kildare goalkeeping situation, and the number one is down in front of us. That is Charlie Cummins. So I'm wondering, was that goalkeeper in the first half actually their number 16, Phelim Clear? Sometimes you don't see the number easily because you don't often see the back of the goalkeeper. So I'm wondering, did they make a change at half time, or was it Phelim who made that great save in the first half? There's a lovely point at the start of the second half for Kildare. Armagh did that in the first half of the point after 10 seconds, and now Kildare have done it at the start of the second to increase their lead to 3 points. And if you think about it, at one point Armagh led 1-3 to 3. So since then Armagh have only scored 1 point, and that a 70, or a 65 rather, I think they call it these days in new language, in new money. And Kildare going extremely well since that early period, and the goal, they've done really, really well since then. And this is Harry Robotham going for another score, but I think that's going to drop short, and it does. Easily taken by Aaron Keenan and cleared for them. But yeah, Armagh just 1-4 on the boards. Kieran's back with me, and just follow the play here before I bring him in. That one skiffing all the way through, maybe just going off the hurls with a little bit of rain over the last few minutes or so, making it a little bit tricky. But that's good play by the Armagh sub who's come on, number 17, Keelan Powell from Creve Rua, but it's gone to the left and it's gone wide, and I see they have made that change. I'm not sure he's in for it, but he is in there for the second half. But a lively start to the second half. And yeah, that goalkeeper is actually number 16. That's Phelim Clear from Kappa. He is the goalkeeper for Kildare, and I'm not sure, Kieran, if he was the one who made the save in the first half, because I saw number 1 Charlie Cummins down here. I'm not sure if he was taken off at half time. I think it was Clear who made that great save in the first half, and we just didn't spot that he was wearing number 16. It was the other goalkeeper who made that save. I'm struggling to get you in here because it's a really lively start to the second half, and that's gone to the right and it's gone wide. One score so far, and it's for Kildare. And if you think about it, Kieran, you know, Armagh were leading 1-3 to 3 at one point. They've only scored 1 point since then. It's been all Kildare on the scoreboard, but this is the sub trying to make a difference. Again, he's played it down into that corner. They're trying to get Lappin into the play, but they can't manage it.
No, the idea was right there. To be fair, now Keelan Powell's come in there, has got on the ball early. What you want to do as a sub coming in, you want to get a couple of opportunities. One just creeped outside of the post there, and a ball just overcooked. But certainly getting your hand on the ball is what you want. James Hamilton again collecting the ball, wanting to go direct, and causing a bit of danger there. So hopefully Armagh will settle and get on the score here. This is what they want to do: use the ball well, get the heads up and look to see where the space is. But unfortunately that's maybe not directed, but James is working hard in there. Yeah,
they're aiming for him again. He's in there, and also Lappin's in there. But Kildare, I think, are a little bit wise to that, aren't they now? You know, they've more players back there. They know where it's going.
Yeah, they just, Armagh maybe need to get more out of the rest of their forwards. Well,
that's exactly what you got there. That was good by Jack Bradley, number 13, putting the pressure on.
Yeah, getting the ball. If you're not winning the ball yourself, turning over the ball, creating opportunities for the rest of your forwards. So hopefully now Armagh will get this score. Connor, as I say, is a good striker of the ball, so hopefully he can settle down.
Well, since the goal, Kieran, they've only got one score from him, from a placed ball, and this should be another one. Has he got it inside? He has, but it's only been those 2 scores from placed balls that they've got since the goal.
Yeah, I'm sure Armagh maybe regrouping at half time there. The management team would probably said that to the players. We kind of stopped there in the second quarter after being ahead. So, and
they had that other good goal chance which was well saved, but this fella is making a difference. Powell, he's on the ball a lot, and they're going to get a sideline there as well, so they're certainly trying. And they're pressing. Sorry, go on.
Kevin Brady from Louth. Kevin's was in the inter-county scene for a long number of years. To be fair, I'll give Kevin a shout out. covers any type of game wherever for us. So
that was a lovely ball. Well, it looked like a lovely ball, just didn't quite get there. And Kildare's defence holding firm under serious pressure, coming out though, and he's blown. That's the second time in a few minutes, and that's a sign of the work rate from the Armagh forwards, and you'd love to see that.
Yeah. Ultimately, if the defenders are in kind of on the 21, the age of the D, they're trying to get out. You want to make it as difficult for them as possible. Try to make sure that you shut them down and don't let them get out. So fair play to Armagh. They've lifted that, and I think their management team are fairly encouraged about that.
Conor Lappin should put this over, and does. A little bit of clarification from our director and birthday boy today, Mark. Good work by him. He says he checked the helmet. It's a different keeper in the second half. The keeper has a black helmet in this half. The keeper in the first half was blue and yellow. So it was Cummins. We did give the credit to the right keeper in the first half, but Kildare have changed their keeper at half time. So that's you up to date exactly on what has been happening. So Kildare's number 16, Philip Clear, is in for the second half, and it was Charlie Cummins who made the save in the first half.
Yeah, Philip's a big lad, big keeper there. I don't know whether there's a tactical change in terms of a longer puck out.
Oh, what a block. Brilliant from Owen Conroy.
Yeah, maybe trying to get Philip looks to have a big puck out here against this kind of breeze, which has picked up a wee bit, and as well being fair to the two goalkeepers and giving them both a half each, you know.
Exactly, and there's more subs being lined up, as you see in the bottom of the shots there as well, and Kildare looking to get as many players on as they can. They've been making more subs than Armagh. Maybe Armagh need to put a few on. But
yeah, we'll see. Say maybe they wanted to give the forwards and the guys first 5 minutes, but to see how they react and see how things go. Yeah,
they've 32 there, so they'll want to give boys a game. It's not all about winning, and I'm sure they will have that in mind as well.
Again, you can see that fight there. Want to turn the ball over from Armagh. It's a big increase in their aggression level.
There's another 18 in there for Armagh, Charlie Baxter, by the way. So they did make at least 2 changes at half-time. He's from Cuillins as well. So they have been making changes, and they are very conscious of that as well. But really good start to the second half. Really competitive, as you would expect. 10-9 Armagh have got it back to a 1-point game from a 3-point game.
Elliot Dwyer there from Kildare's come in, won that ball, came out well. He's a big lad, takes the free, a good striker of a ball.
Yeah, he came in for about the last 10 minutes of the first half, and he put that in, and this effort is going to go to the left and wide, and it's from Owen Brown, the captain there. He had a bit more room there and a bit more time maybe than he realised.
Yeah, I think it would say again going sideways onto the shot, maybe go forward a little and try to make a wee bit of a difference.
Kildare trying to make a couple of changes, but the game got underway again very quickly, and they're going to have to wait on those. But this is Logan Fogarty, number 10. He got it in there, but good defending by Owen Murphy to clear his lines, getting it up towards Bradley, but well defended. This is the guy you were talking about, Dwyer again. I thought he was going to launch it, but he actually measured it and nearly stuck, not quite. It's got a little bit messy and scrappy in there, slithers in there somewhere, and as I say, with a bit of rain there for a couple of minutes, it's maybe been a little bit trickier. Yeah, but they're getting forward, but a bit of a tug in the jersey, well spotted by the referee. And now 15, Kieran Kelleher. This is an interesting one, Kieran. You mentioned in the first half that he was taken off, but wasn't necessarily to do with performance, and now they're putting him back on again. Yeah,
when you're in a final, you want to get playing as much game time as possible, and Kildare say they're taking an approach. I would imagine that this isn't unique to just the final. This is something I'm sure that they would have done to every round. So if it's worked in all the rounds before, why would you stop doing it at the final stage?
Yeah, so it's something that they implement and they get into the psyche as well, and the lads know what that's about. So it's not all about winning, because that's usually the instinct, is that we have to win. And 21 is coming out for Kildare now as well. It's Jack Hogan from Ardclough, so he might get a run, on 22's already out there waiting, and that is Harry Feely. Meantime, the game goes on, and a foul on Cathal Griffin. Referee gives good advantage, but Armagh have an extra man back there, and they get possession, and the referee says, right, well, I'll bring it back, and now I will give you that free.
Armagh had a couple of opportunities just to put the ball all the way into the square, and they went kind of short 10-15 yard passes around the middle. You have to get those right. You want to be executing them, but the opportunity there is to say they have their 2 most dangerous forwards inside, so I'd be saying let it in as every opportunity as you can.
This is Dwyer again, left side, right side, doesn't matter to him. He gets great distance on that one, but it's going to drift to the right and just wide.
Well judged by the goalkeeper there. I think he must have been speaking to the full back line, and he was standing by his post, so he knew it was going to be edging out wide. So well done, Aaron Keenan.
The audience growing on the YouTube channel there, official GAA from the first half. There's more watching now, so word getting round that this is a decent game. Big crowd at the game and big crowd online as well. And it's great that all of the finals are being live streamed today on a platform where all of the lads can go back and watch it, and their families as well. So they're showcasing the games, and these competitions really are a launch pad for the hurling lads at this level, and the hurling pathway is definitely there, and it's great to see as it's grown over the years. A lot of great finals on today, and you can go back, and if you're watching one, you can go and watch the others later as well. This is good play by Armagh, very intricate, as you say, Kieran. They're playing a short game rather than putting it in there, but this is good carrying by their captain, Shea McNaughton, and if he gets this over, well, he's not going to get it over. It's gone to the right and it's gone wide, but nice play by him. As the substitutions now are rolled in from Kildare, as you said in the first half, Kieran, unlimited subs allowed. So 21 is in for Armagh, and that's Connor Hughes from Katie. 22 is in for Kildare, that's Harry Feely, and I think 21 went in as well, Jack Hogan.
Yeah. If you noticed there, Dean Alford had his hand up the whole way through there. Armagh had the advantage, but he felt the player was running through into a more advantageous position. Then took the hand down. Just obviously the length of the advantage was over, but it was a good call from Dean. Fair play to him.
I notice you've been praising the officials. You must love officials who make themselves available. As you were saying, they were one of the longest serving guys there as well. Those sort of guys are invaluable to the GAA at all levels, and especially this level maybe.
Well, there's two kind of ends and spectrums of the pathway there. Dean's maybe coming up the grades, and obviously games like this here is inter-county games, and this is where you kind of go through a pathway just like any player would be. Kevin, as I say earlier, and Aaron always kind of make themselves available. So when you're working with referees and appointments day in day out, you have a respect for them.
That's a great effort from distance, and straight over the bar as well was a Conor Reynolds from St Malachy's, and poured it down with a great score. And Armagh really warming to the challenge in the second half. Remember, there were 3 down, and now it's level.
Yeah, really good score from a bit of a distance there, and you can see where the breeze was there and allowed the forward or the midfielder Conor Reynolds there to get a good strike there, and he kept it fairly low. Now, to be fair to him, it wasn't too much height, but it was well done.
See, Tobin's back on again, Sean Tobin, and I must say I'm loving the way that the coaches are really getting into the spirit of this. I mean, you could easily see this as an opportunity that you could really get silverware, and the instinct is to try and get that. The game's level, you want to win, but they're rolling on the subs. Yeah,
like we mentioned Tobin a couple of times. I'm sure he wanting to get back out there and trying to get on play.
Oh, that's brilliant play from Armagh, and it might end up in the net, and it is a great score as well, and it's James Hamilton again, but it was made by the man who came in from Katie. Connor Hughes came in a few minutes ago, and he supplied the ammunition there. Brilliant player. Look at the pressure on him as well, but a lovely little pass, and Hamilton, boom, goal.
Yeah, it was a great slip off, a great pass, and I suppose there maybe Connor Hamilton he's decided, or James Hamilton, sorry, decided this time if you're a forward, the place to where you want to put it is into the ground. The goalkeeper has really little chance if it's put in at his feet in the ground. When a bouncing ball is very, very difficult. As a former goalkeeper of not much standing, it was the bouncers you always you had more difficulty with.
Well, exactly, yeah. If it goes low, yeah. How do you get to that? But yeah, that's 2 goals for James now in this game. He's from Derrynoose, and his goals obviously crucial, and they've turned this one around. There was me saying they hadn't scored for ages, and they must have heard it. They've turned it around, and they've gone from that dry spell now to have 2-7 on the board to 10. So there were 3 down, now they're 3 up. It's
a great start. We're kind of almost halfway through the first half here, so
nearly 3/4 stage, and they're still pressing, and they're really taking it to Kildare, and that's good play, shortened to stick there really well. Reynolds to get it in, just get it in there. And I suppose the game opens up more with all the substitutions as well, which is natural too, but it makes it more interesting and more exciting for the crowd.
Yeah, kind of at different stages things can lose flow when you're introducing a lot of players, but to be fair to them, they're all getting fairly intense in the tackle. They're all working hard, they're all wanting to get involved. A number of times they're saying the player that's just come in has just done this, so that's what they want to be doing.
Absolutely. If it was any other game, maybe in the GEA, you might hear people on the sideline shouting, what are you making that change for? Leave those men on, but that's not what this is about.
No, definitely not. As I repeated a couple of times, this is about development and players, giving them opportunities to play games. But winning is important to them at the same time. Absolutely, it kind of should be at this sort of age group as well. The players, I'm sure, whoever's successful, either going home on the bus or whether you've won or lost, you're either going to be two different types of emotions. So.
Absolutely, but I don't think they'll be too despondent when they look back, or maybe even in years to come they'll look back and say, well, I played in that final, and it wasn't necessarily about winning. It was great to be able to play on that sort of a platform with a crowd and the game live streamed, and to play for Armagh or Kildare as well on the big occasion, on a great pitch here as well.
Well, if you look back to earlier in the year when we done the launch of the Celtic Challenge, one of our ambassadors was Dara Lohan from Clare, somebody who didn't make the Clare minor team that year, played Celtic Challenge a few years later on, and using that as an incentive to try and build on and develop, and won an All-Ireland last year. We've had players over the last number of years like David Blanchfield and various guys who maybe in the Tier 1 counties didn't make the full minor team, played Celtic Challenge, and Kildare here obviously giving opportunities for more lads to either to play Celtic Challenge and hopefully make it onto their senior team going forward.
And Kildare are going forward with a big game tomorrow. For now, though, that's Logan Fogarty, and they've lost their way a little bit here in terms of scoring, but we might see a change in that because Tobin is back in the play. He's one of their danger men, and he just tries to scoot it out to the left, but they might end up still with a score. Has he got it over? Oh, it's just gone to the left and it's just gone wide.
Yeah, bit of an opportunity there. I'm sure Armagh will be glad that didn't get through the whole way there. They kind of want to probably settle things down here. They want to turn and face the puck out. Their centre back has got himself free here for a short one, but it's just bounced out past him. The idea was right from the goalkeeper.
Plenty of time left, and Kildare looking at bringing Ed O'Keefe back in. He's our number 5, so they really have rotated a lot today. They've put men on, taking them off, putting them back on again. This is Tobin again, who's one of those, so he's relatively fresh. Looking for Zach Donnelly down in that corner, but he's way out in the corner. Has he anywhere to go? Just drills it in, and that could go anywhere because it's loose, and it could even be pulled on to the net, but no, the keeper does well, and the Armagh defence does well in the end, but they're under pressure the last few minutes. Dark clouds over Abbottstown here. We could end up with a wet finish to this game, but the players getting on with it, and that's going to be a free in. The referee spotted, and yeah, overhead.
The danger for Armagh here is that they've actually kind of lost a wee bit of shape here. If you look in the middle of the pitch, Armagh players are all defenders. When that clearance came out from Armagh, then they didn't have players out in the halfway line or whatever to try and win the ball, and it's just going to end up going back in and out. So they just want to maybe just settle, reorganise themselves here and to see where they should be placing themselves.
Yeah, I noticed a few minutes ago the shape is gone. Maybe it's with all the subs, and they were all up the middle. Both sets of players right up the middle. There was loads of room on the sides, but nobody was using the sides much. They've just been sort of carried along with the whole momentum and excitement of the game, I suppose. Yeah,
there was a bit of a let off there. Kildare just, I don't know, a bit nonchalant on that free there, and that's went wide, so it's still a 3-point game.
Keenan sends it over to his left. They're going to get it on the break though, and Armagh have survived there a couple of minutes. They haven't conceded at all. They're looking for Hughes again, number 21.
It's a great pick.
That's a brilliant one by the captain, yeah, McNaughton. But as one team gets possession and the other gets it back right away, that seems to be the way at the minute. It's a little bit frantic out there, but it makes it all the more exciting, and the crowd really invested in the game. They're loving this game, and why not? It's good, exciting stuff, and it could go either way. Kildare on top, Armagh were on top early on, and now Armagh back on top, but you know it could finish either way, and that's what you want to see. And a nice little spin there by the other captain, the other midfielder, Oren Brown, and yet again the ball spills. No real pattern to it at all. It's all just wholehearted. And in the end, that's Shea Roach who sends it down to the right corner, but I'm not sure there's anybody there. Well, there is Donnelly there, but he's outnumbered. Donnelly seems more of an Armagh name. And that one cleared into the middle, and they're looking for the big number 17 there, but it goes over his head. And it's just one team has it, then the other has it, and it's happened right again. And it is Powell again with an opportunity for Armagh. Hamilton, he's got a man, he uses him, and the referee is going to bring that back for a free. It's frantic here.
Yeah, just a scrappy couple of minutes. Would you quite a number of handling areas that players maybe getting tired, a wee bit of pressure on at that stage of game where they're both either trying to get a foothold. It's good battling, and it's tough, it's intense, and it's very clean. In the game we've had very little frees, or no bad swipes or anything like that there, so it's been, and that is quite encouraging.
No, there's been nothing like that at all. The game played in a really good spirit. Another change. Fogarty's off for Kildare, as that should go over. It does go over. 4-point game for Armagh, as they look to make a couple of changes as well, going down the home straight. Is that 24 for Armagh? James Murphy that's the other 24. 24 would be Paul Grimes from Middletown, looking to come in, and he is coming in. And 11 coming in for Kildare, Harry Robotham, and again he must be the 4th or 5th player they took off and they're sending back in again.
Yeah,
maybe it helps tactically, it confuses the defence.
And they're going in at different positions. They're not necessarily just going back into where they have been beforehand, so, but Armagh obviously using a lot of the bench here now over the last couple of minutes as well, so.
And this will be the 16 Phelan clearing it, but only to the middle, where it's picked out of the air by Charlie Baxter, and a good strong running by him. Referee is given good advantage, and he's going to get reward for that strong play. And now there's a chance for real daylight between the teams. It should go to 5 with just over 8 minutes to go.
Charlie Baxter's had a really strong second half here. He's got really involved in an awful lot of play, really helping turn over ball, win ball, and get Armagh back in the front foot, and fair play to him. I think he's a big reason why they've turned this around in the second half.
Did I see a yellow card there?
I may have missed it. I don't think so.
Looked like I just caught the end of a card like coming down. I'm not sure. Would it be the first card of the game? As I say, the game hasn't been played in a bad spirit at all. And that is Lappin putting it over the bar, and it is a 5-point game now. Ball played out into the middle, and on the spill it's Armagh again, and he's got a free run. There's room in front of him. He's got grass and he goes into it. He's the captain and he's unselfish. He lays it off, and it could be another one. And is that a hat-trick for Hamilton? I think it is. Was it 11 or was it 14? Yep. I'm not quite sure.
Yep,
it was the man from Terry Noose. What a day he's had. I remember a few years ago, I think it was Kildare here one year, and somebody got a hat-trick as well. But it's Hamilton today for Armagh, and that should be that.
To be fair, the hard work was all done by the run.
McNaughton, the captain.
Shea McNaughton. It was an absolutely fantastic run. Not to say the easy work is to put it into the run there of McNaughton. Shea McNaughton was absolutely fantastic. He went past 2 or 3 men. He didn't take it in the hand at the time that he possibly looked as if he was looking for another possession in the hand. So fair play to him.
And that's a real captain's part as well. He was unselfish. He could have just taken a point, but he knew goal was on, and he wanted to set up Hamilton for his hat-trick.
Well, if you know that you have guys inside that are on form or scoring goals, you want to give the ball to them, so fair play to him.
And he's been the match winner today. Yes, other players have set it up, but when you have a finisher like that, and they've put another one in for him, and he might even get this as well, and that was a little bit nonchalant, and he might still get a chance. He is the danger in there, and really in the end he's been the difference between the teams.
He has been to date. I wouldn't write Kildare off just yet. We still have 6+ injury. Armagh are on top. But Kildare probably want to get their danger players back involved. Yeah,
they made a lot of changes. They were 10-7. So since then, Armagh have scored, what is it? Maybe work that out. 11. They've scored 11 since then. They were 10-7 down, so they've scored 11, 2-4.
Yeah, there was
2-5.
There was a good clearance there by Kevin Moan, and he just was tackled after the ball was struck. So it's a free from where it lands. Kildare obviously the scores have fairly dried up in this second half, and they'll be disappointed with that. I wouldn't relate it to being anything to do with the breeze as such.
Number 18, Sean McCormick from Round Towers, going in for Kildare. That's another club from there. Just had confirmation there was a yellow card, and that was shown to a Kildare player. I'm not sure which Kildare player it was, but it was that time when Baxter was trying to get through, and there's 2 or 3 players went in and challenged him rather robustly and did stop him, but obviously the referee thought there was a yellow deserved in there.
Cahill Griffin from Nias.
Yeah, he was on. He came on as a sub in the first half, and he's coming on again in the second half. Now he's having to come in here because of an injury. So Griffin back into play, and is it number 4 they're coming off? It is. That's Luke Smith, and he's going to get a round of applause. And it's going to be Lappin, and we'll let Kieran go. He's going to look after the presentation at the end of the game. So we've lost Kieran for the last 5 minutes or so. As that goes over the bar, we were looking at a grandstand finish, but Armagh pulling away here now to lead by 9. Didn't see that coming. Kildare made a lot of changes, and Armagh made a few as well, and obviously that affects the flow of the game. And Kildare had a few chances, half chances maybe in the last 10 minutes, but haven't been able to get going on the scoreboard. But certainly plenty of heart and enthusiasm out there. They're still going 100%, as Kieran says, and you wouldn't write them off, but we are running out of time. A free for them here, way out on that right hand side, but if they can get a score here at least, it would end that dry spell that they have had. A run by Dwyer, looking to get in on the blind side, but that one tracked by Baxter, and that one drifts. It just gets over the bar. For a second I thought it might drop under the bar, but drifts over. Kildare back on the scoreboards. 11 points now, plays 3-10, but those 3 goals by Hamilton from Derry Noose. Now this puck out needs to be spot on, and it's well intercepted by Jack Hogan. Sideline for Armagh, and those couple of goals for Armagh killed the decision. The competitiveness has gone out of it. Well, not competitiveness, it's a sort of the side of it where we weren't sure who was going to win. We now know who's going to win, so the crowd have gone a little bit quieter. But Kildare trying to finish with a bit of a roll, and that one played in there by their fullback Ben Brennan, but it just drifts out and wide. 3 minutes to go. So Kieran Kearney on the commentary with us. He's now gone down to arrange the presentation. We will stay on the live stream for the presentation, and there will be an award there for the best and fairest. That's to do with sportsmanship and ability as well. So it's not called player of the match, it's called best and fairest award. So it's an individual award. And then the cup as well. Corn Jerome Quinn, the Electric Ireland Celtic Challenge. Corn, not Jerome Quinn, Jerome O'Leary, of course. And that will be presented to the captain, and it looks like being Shea McNaughton, the number 8 for Armagh from Middletown. Armagh might finish here with another score. They're through, they've men over as well. Easily enough saved by Phelan, and goals there. Stood tall, and a free out for Kildare. Armagh players way over to my left are backtracking. They're getting men back as many as they can. They know if they keep out the goals here, they'll be safe enough. Kildare looking like they need 1 or 2 goals at least, but that one taken rather easily by Kevin Moan, who's had a good game for Armagh. This, remember, Armagh's first team. Kildare probably entered 2 or 3 at this level, maybe 2, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think it was 2 actually, but Armagh the 1, and they are loving this. There's a great score to finish off. Really nicely taken for Kildare, so they are finishing with a bit of a flurry, and that's nice to see after all the changes he made and the fact they were leading by 3 points. It's nice to see them expressing themselves and getting a little bit of reward in the last couple of minutes, and it makes it a 7-point game. So 1 minute to go. 3-10 plays 12. Game has really opened up. chance here for Armagh. Is he going to be satisfied with a point? He is, but has he got it? He has. Really nicely taken, and it's Baxter again, and as Kieran says, the man from Cuchulains and Armagh City has made an impact. Feel him clear. It's now a total of 20 for Armagh, a total of 12 for Kildare, so an 8-point game. That's Colin Parker, and that's gone over the line. Great crowd at the game here, young and old. Look at these two with their nice wee green and white hats as well, and the orange jerseys look like they're from Kildare and Armagh. Enjoying the game here and the atmosphere, and a real family spirit as the family's all coming out, and I'm sure they're all enjoying watching their sons play on this stage as well, in this well organised and well structured competition. As Kieran was saying earlier, was it 38 teams from all 32 counties, so a really good feel about this competition. It's a serious competition. Oh, lovely play there. That was Paul Grimes at 24 for Armagh, just knitting that together nicely. Breaks down though, and the clearance by Roach up the middle. Now, who's going to win this one? A little bit scrappy, but Kildare's number 5 is in there, Ed O'Keefe. He's getting help from Sean McCormick, number 18. It's O'Keefe again persisting, but Armagh get in the clearance, and we're now nearly a minute into added time. In the first half we'd only 1 minute of added time, but we have had a stoppage or two in the second half, so there might be another minute or so to play. Players obviously a little bit tired out there, and look who's all the way back there. It's Lappin, number 14, doing a lot of work in there and being fouled, and he doesn't appreciate the bump, but hurlers will take that, and that was good play by him. He's put in a really good effort throughout the whole game. He started in full forward, worked his way out, and has now been helping in defence, and he has an opportunity here to finish the job from distance, and it's under the stand here in Abbottstown at the National Sports Centre, so very close to the crowd, and the crowd will hear the clash of the hurl and the ball, so they're invested in this one. There's a hush, and then they see it, and then they follow it. It goes deep. It's not going to be a score, but it's in that danger area and might end up in a score because he hit it low, and it was Hamilton again looking for a score, and this could be, oh look, thought it was going to end up in Armagh hands. It might still. They do go for it, and they do finish with a score. Tom McGinn from Creeverua, Bestbrook and Camera around that area, and he gets a score. Makes it 3-12 to 12, so a 9-point game. Those 3 goals from James Hamilton, the difference. 22 for Kildare is Harry Feely, and they go looking for a score, and Harry is there, and it spills out. Kildare's fullback Ben Brennan coming up, fullback to the full forward, but well defended by Dara McKee once again. He's had a good game, takes another knock. He's been in the wars today. And it's Kildare's 14, Fergal Cronin. He had a really good first half, gives it out to Brennan, and Brennan tries, obviously going for goal, but it's been well defended, and it's been well won by Armagh, and their supporters rise to their feet to applaud these young lads. 32 of them turned up today, and most of them got a game, and they will all have enjoyed this experience. They are the winners of the 2025 Electric Ireland Celtic Challenge, Corn Jerome O'Leary. Their managers down to my left all congratulating each other, smiles all round, and there you see them in the shot, hugs as well, and they have put in the effort over the last few months in the name of hurling and spreading the gospel, and that's what this competition is about. Development of players, hurling pathway, and these lads have all had a great experience here today, and when Kildare reflect on it as well, they've had a great experience in this competition too, and they did themselves proud today, and they could have just kept the same lads on the pitch and maybe gone for the win, but they got into the spirit of the competition and put loads of lads out there, give lots of lads games. They rotated, and on the scoreboard they may have lost, but it's a bit of a cliche, but they're all winners today, and the game of hurling is definitely a winner today. Number 11 there you see in the shot, James Hamilton, 3 goals. This is the first of them in the first half. Early on. It was a bit cagey, maybe 2 to 3 points each, and that put Armagh in front. Then it was Kildare. They got in front by 3 in the second half, but then the second coming of Hamilton, that the second of his goals, and this brilliantly made by Shane McNaughton, the captain from Middletown. Very unselfish, laid it off, and Hamilton wasn't going to miss the opportunity there to complete his hat-trick, and he's been very much the star name out there today in the winning of this game. And when you see the scoreboard, the 3 goals obviously were crucial. So James Hamilton with a great performance. 32 lads out there from Armagh and a big squad from Kildare as well, and they all have had a great experience here today. The presentation has been organised down below us, so they're just sorting out the trophy and I think the medals and everything else, and there will be an award, one individual award, the best and fairest it's called, so we'll see who that goes to, and then it'll be Shane McNaughton, the captain of Armagh, who will step forward. And I mentioned for the management, by the way, the management for Armagh, just to give them a mention, they have Kevin Hughes, KP Moan, Porrig Moan, Leon Reynolds and John Francis Curry. Whereas for Kildare, they had Tom Cronin and Diarmuid Parker in charge, and I think there was a few others there as well. They might be in the match programme. When I get it back, I'll try and get that for you. And just checking on your comments on the YouTube live chat as well as we wait for the presentation. And lots of complimentary messages on there throughout the game for the likes of Dara McKee and for Fergal Cronin, who had a really good first half as well. So thank you for your comments on there in the live chat. If you want to leave any more, I'll keep an eye on it there over the last few minutes. But it's Armagh's day in the end in terms of silverware. And we're sending a camera down to pitch level to try and capture the presentation properly for you here. And Shane McNaughton has already come over to that area. Applause from the families and supporters from both counties.
Teams for a very, very sporting game. The Electric Ireland Celtic Challenge is obviously a very, very special competition, and it's used in various different ways for various different teams. Kildare obviously have 3 teams at minor level, and very, very encouraged by the fact that they wanted to make sure that every player get the maximum amount of game time here today. Players running on and off. When you get to play a competition and you want to play a final, you want to be playing as much game time as possible. So they had a fantastic first half, and maybe just Armagh just aged a wee bit in the second half. So just want to congratulate Kildare and wish them all the best for tomorrow as well. To Armagh, obviously a very, very strong second half and a very determined performance, and obviously a lot of stages goals can win games, and that can make the difference. One of the awards that we have here for the Celtic Challenge is the Best and Fairest award, and I think everybody in the crowd here would agree that the game was played in the right spirit as well. Stroke in it, and both teams applied themselves very, very well. So just a big cheer for both teams. We have an award for the best and fairest, not just
how somebody performed
on the day, but how they conduct themselves throughout the game. So the Corn Jerome O'Leary Best and Fairest Award goes to the Armagh number 11, James Hamilton. And then that just leaves you after saying thanks to both sets of teams, both sets of managements, and also to our match officials who done really well, and we thank them all for their continued support through all our development competitions. To the guys at Abbottstown
here, I'm sure
everybody would love
to be able to play a final
on a pitch like this and a facility like this.
This first game that's been
on the facility for the last 6 weeks, and the pitch is
testament to that. So thanks to everybody.
And then finally, just to present the Corn Jerome O'Leary to the Armagh captain, Shay McNaughton. Just call the Armagh team to come forward to take their medals. Yep. That's it.
Well done, Shay.
So as we watch the players all getting their medals there, including the full-back there, that was Dara McKee from Katy, 15 Dahi Gillespie from Coo Hollins, number 4 Owen Murphy from the same club in Armagh City, 2 is Rory McPhillips from Middletown, Kieran Kearney presenting, 24 was Grimes who came in and made an impact, 7 Luca Donnelly, Gareth McMullen from Kildare. As you see there from our sideline shot, our low shot there, the supporters and the crowd as well, big crowd come down from Armagh for this game. And all 32 players that I counted anyway for Armagh getting their medals. Hope they have enough to go around. I think they're running out. Maybe they might have 1 or 2, or they'll get them later. As we get to the end, number 2 coming there is Rory McPhillips. Is it 2? No, it's 21. 2 already went through. And right at the end it is the Best and Fairest Award winner as well, the number 11 James Hamilton, right at the back after Johnny Loughran there from Katy. And then we'll have the team photograph, of course. We'll try and get you a shot of that. And like I said, I opened by mentioning there were 32 lads from Armagh here, and there they are, all in the shot from 8 different clubs, and they've had a great day here. There's our low camera shots, and the Corn Jerome O'Leary being thrown in the air. It's been a good day for Armagh hurling. It's been a good day for hurling, and a good day for the Electric Ireland Celtic Challenge competition. 6 finals today. We've had 1 of them. It's been won by Armagh against Kildare. We have 1 more here at Abbottstown at 3 o'clock, and that is Meath against Laois, and those teams will be going out to warm up shortly. In fact, the Meath team are coming back in from one of their warm-ups. They'll be playing on this pitch, and we'll have that on a different stream. As I say, throw in 3 o'clock will be on just before that. But for now, from this game. A lovely shot there to finish with, showing what it's all about. Families here from Armagh enjoying this occasion, and Armagh getting the cup in the end, but Kildare very much played their part. So from the final here at Abbottstown, first final of two, it's goodbye.